A very, very good day to everyone on this platform tonight. Let me first and foremost thank you once again for joining us on this inaugural edition of CareerWise. CareerWise is our weekly online personal development and life transforming seminar on the stable of the AEMP, AEMP being the African Economic Mandate Project. Now, today we shall be exploring the subject with captioned Making Better Decisions. Making Better Decisions. And I strongly appeal to everyone online connected to us to settle down tonight and get set because something is about to change in your direction. We'll be exploring this subject so that you and I can make better decisions and our life becomes a lot more meaningful, and then we can look back and reflect over time that indeed we have made satisfactory progress. Once again, you're most welcome, and trusting God that we'll have a great time tonight. Introduction. Researchers and psychologists have estimated that man makes an average of about 35,000 decisions in a day. That's about 2,000 decisions per hour. And that means for every 2 seconds, we make one decision for every 2 seconds. Now, it is also estimated that in a lifetime of a man, if you take away the sleeping time, man makes an average of 773,618 decisions. 773,618 decisions in a lifetime, on average. So what does it mean to you and I? It means that decision is a continuum. That means decisions is in cycles. You keep making decisions in the course of our lifetime. Whether they are conscious decisions, whether they're unconscious decisions, whether they're important decisions or unimportant decisions, big decisions, small decisions. What I've found out is that the bigger the decision, the more life-changing its impact will be. In my research, prior to coming on this platform tonight, I discovered that when you have to make decisions, there are big ones, there are small ones, but it's important to recognize how do I make better decisions, because that's how you can make him live a more impactful life. Now, it was John T. Maxwell that said something very profound. He said, life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you. Life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you. Now, Moses, the great man who led the Israelites out of bondage into liberty, said something very profound. In Deuteronomy 30, verse 19, he said, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. So what that means is that the impact of our decision today can impact our generation coming after us, can impact our children. That's why it is important that you listen very carefully tonight and learn how to make better decisions. Our decisions can cut across family, career, or our work, relationships, marriage, spiritual, money, health, and the places that we go or we find ourselves. So once again, I'd like you to listen carefully tonight because we're about to explore what it takes to make better decisions. I'll be sharing with us what I've called a decision-making matrix. Decision-making matrix. That's a matrix defined to help you and I make better decisions. And there are 5 parts to this decision-making matrix. Number 1 is what I call the self-leadership question. So decision-making matrix is all about asking you and ourselves 5 fundamental questions. Number 1 question is the self-leadership question. Self-leadership question, which is saying, why am I doing this? Now, the moment you sell yourself, it's already a bad decision. So this self-leadership question is asking you're asking yourself, you are pausing before making a decision and saying, why am I doing this? Now, if the why behind what you're about to do doesn't suggest to you that the outcome you're about to experience is favorable to you, then pause and then take a new angle to what you're about to do. So number 1 is self-leadership question. Number 2 is what I've called the legacy question. The legacy question. And that means saying, what story do I want to tell if I take this decision? What story will come out of this? Now, if you don't like the story, if you're not proud of the story that will come out of that decision, then be careful. What story do I want to tell? So before you get to that decision, make that decision, you want to pause and reflect again. What story will this generate after I make the decision? If I reflect on this in the next 1 year, what exactly will be the story? Number three, what I call the conscience question. And this is saying, is there a tension inside of me right now as I'm about to make a decision? Is there something that deserves my attention? Is there a red flag? Am I feeling somehow about this decision I'm about to make? If you are not, if the feeling, if the, if you're sensing there's something somewhere, you have a gut feeling that this is not going to come out fine, then pause on that decision, particularly if you're making a very big decision. So there are red flags sometimes that we feel before we take certain decision. If you are feeling such, in such a manner, be careful. That speaks to your conscience. That means something's a red flag somewhere. You pause and then reflect differently. Number four is the maturity question, which is saying, what is the wise thing to do? Oh, I've learned a couple of things since growing up. So when I was a child, I behaved like a child. When I was an adult, then I began to do things like an adult. I understand like an adult. So the maturity question, what is the wise thing to do in this situation? This is where you need to be truthful to yourself. Does this align with your value system? The decision I'm about to make, does it align with your value system? Does it connect with who you are? Genuinely so. Is this the kind of thing that I should be fine doing, for example? Is there any places I should be going? Does it align with your value system? That's the maturity question. And number five, what I call the relationship question. The relationship question, which is saying, what does love require of me? Is this decision about to make, is it about me or about others? Is it serving others or serving me? Is it a me question? Is it a me decision? Or will it serve others well? Now, these five questions are critical if you and I want to make better decisions in life. Number one, again, the self-leadership question. Number two is the legacy question. Number three is what I call the conscience question. And number four is the maturity question. And number five, the relationship question. Now, if you go through this matrix before any major decision, I can guarantee that the chances of you making a better decision is about 99.999%. Now, in a survey done by psychologists and researchers in speaking to people who are in the tail end of their life, some perhaps on their dying bed, and they ask them, what exactly do you regret about life? Now, there are five things again that some of them, the survey indicates, which I'd like you to, take, careful note tonight. Number one, people wish they had made better decisions based on what, they had not made decisions based on what other people are thinking about them or saying about them. That means they think they should have been more daring, for example. So a number of times people will say, what will people say if I do this? What would other people say? What would they, if I fail, for example, what would they say? Now, but the question is, what if you succeed? So thinking what other people will say and not make the right decision, leads to regrets generally in life. Number two, cause of regrets. People wish that they had not worked too hard, perhaps, that they have taken better care of themselves. I read somewhere, a very profound philosophy that talked about people in a younger age, they work themselves so hard, to make money, and then when they grow up, and then they now start spending money on their health. So they lose their health to create wealth in the early days, and then in the older age, now, use their wealth to now take care of their health. What a paradox. But you are hearing this tonight so that you can balance things and make sure that you make better decisions on a daily basis regarding your health, regarding your family, regarding your career, regarding your spiritual life, and regarding your day-to-day engagement among friends and families. Number three, people wish that they had expressed their feelings more clearly. That means they have lived their dreams. A number of people will keep delaying their dreams, to get better. Or when I get better, when it comes to this, I will do this. They keep postponing, procrastinating. They wish they had taken some decision earlier. Number four, a number of them wish that they had stayed in touch with their family and friends better. A lot of people, fathers perhaps who have worked all day and spend their time more at work, abandon the home. The mothers who have all day on the road, left their children. By the time it's old age, they keep wondering, oh my God, I should have done better for my children. I should have done better for my family. They could have done more for others. Which is my blessing. I mean, the blessing of God on my life or my wealth to better the society. Do more things that will promote, well-being in society. And number 5, some people, many of them wish that they had let themselves be happier. I mean, they enjoy life more. Visit places where they probably want to visit. Just have fun a little bit more, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the elements we've seen that people regret more often. So you can tell that more of the most important decisions that people regret typically relate around families and relationships. Sometimes you have some bad relationships, some situations that generated so bad that you couldn't manage. You could have managed differently when you reflect on those things, or people that you could have probably been closer to that you lost touch with for one reason or the other. These are some of the reasons why people have regrets later in life. As I conclude tonight, let me remind you and I that we are primarily a product of our decisions. So what I mean is that never make decisions when you are hungry, for example, when you are emotionally charged. There's nothing wrong about making mistakes in life generally, but what is wrong is repeating them. Is actually the problem. If a fatal mistake in life doesn't have to lead, down the road. Remember the story of the prodigal son. In the Bible, we're told he made a decision at some point in time, and when the decision wasn't coming forth, he made a new decision. He said, "No, I'll now return." So it is one thing to make a mistake at some point in time, but it's wrong to keep repeating the same mistake. One good news about decision is that when you have made a bad decision, make a new decision. When you make a decision that is going south, make a new decision and do an about turn and then go northward. So when making big decisions, particularly what I call life consequential decisions, these 5 prompts are very critical to help you and I make better decisions. Let's remember to pause and pray, particularly before we make major decisions in life. And major decisions affect our career, remember, affect our family, affect our relationships, particularly. And my prayer for everyone is that, as we again reflect on these 5 questions, which are, again, for emphasis, the self-leadership question. That means, why am I doing what I'm doing? If I can't answer the why question, then pause. Number 2, the legacy question. What story do I want to tell when I make this decision? If I do this thing, what story will it generate? Am I going to be proud of that story? Number 3, the conscious question. Is there a tension that deserves my attention? Is there a red flag before I take this step? And number 4, of course, the maturity question. What is the wise thing to do? This is where you need to check your value system. Does it align with what you're about to do now? Does it align with your value system? And number 5, the relationship question. That means, what does love require of me? Is it serving me or is it serving others? I have no doubt in my mind that if you reflect on these 5 prompt questions and make decisions based on these 5 questions, if you reflect back on decision 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years, or 20 years after, you made those decisions, I can almost guarantee that you reflect that indeed you have made right decisions. Thank you once again for listening tonight. You will succeed. You will make it. So when we meet in the next edition of Career Wise, this is LBO signing out. God bless you.